Are we on?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yo,
awesome.
yo.
Hi, guys. How are we doing
We
today?
live on location. This is Vasa Fitness, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
For the sake of the people that is watching us, online, we don't really know who you are. Can you,
Yep.
let us
We're in
know?
Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. This is Vasa Fitness. It's a pretty nice up-class gym over here. Me and Damo and some of the boxers, we've been coming here and all meeting and doing circuit training and getting some workouts in, trying to help them get ready for their fight.
Okay.
And did you have some questions for me?
Yes, sir. So how did you get into, fitness training?
Fitness training, I started really young. When I was a kid, my mom, she actually sold nutrition products, and she worked at, she was an aerobics teacher at YMCA. So whenever I was like 4 or 5 years old, we'd go with her while she'd teach class and go swim and just hang out, me and my brothers. And then it kind of progressed. Whenever I was probably 7, got my first gym membership, and my
7 gym membership?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
You started very early, man.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Wow.
I started wrestling when I was pretty young, and got into a bunch of sports. And my second cousin, it's my dad's cousin's brother. He got runner-up Mr. Oklahoma bodybuilding.
Okay.
So early on, our family knew about nutrition and exercise, the proper way to work out and stuff like that.
Wow. That sounds very interesting, man. Mm-hmm. So when you get into wrestling, right? You say you was into wrestling, right?
Yes.
Do you have any plan of going professional or just
I wanted to, the end goal is I wanted to wrestle at OSU.
OSU?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, back then, OSU was ranked #1 in the country. I think now they're like number 6 or 7. Wrestling as a sport is kind of dying out. I know they tried to take it out of the Olympics not too long ago. But in Stillwater, at the time, Daniel Cormier was my wrestling coach whenever I was like 14, 15. And
let me ask you, do people, how people get offers a scholarship for football, basketball in colleges? Do they get a scholarship for wrestling too?
They do, yes. I got injured in high school. I broke my sternum and some ribs, but you can get a scholarship to wrestle. If you're really good, if you're a national champion, they'll give you a full ride. But other than that, they don't take care of the wrestlers like football players or basketball, because no one comes to watch. Really. Yeah, even
people make money from WWE.
Right. Oh yeah. You can do that. Yeah, it's a little different. That's not a real wrestling, but more like acting. But yeah, that's one avenue you can go, but you got to do a lot of steroids and a lot of cocaine.
I'm not ready for that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You got to go out like Ric Flair with a heart attack.
That's good. That's good.
And so my head coach, I was with when I was a kid, I was with Cowboy Wrestling Club, and John Smith, the OSU wrestling coach, that's his younger club, and I was on the team with his son, and we had back then all of the OSU wrestlers were national champions. Johnny Hendricks was there. A lot. I think almost every weight class is in national champion. So yeah, they would all coach me back then. And Daniel Cormier came here from California to train for the Olympics. So he became my head wrestling coach at the time, and he ended up winning a bronze medal. But later on, some of your listeners might know he was in the UFC and he won a couple belts in there. Yeah, he won a heavyweight title and a light heavyweight title. Really good wrestling coach. Yeah, and he's like an announcer for the UFC. I don't know if you know who that is, but
the name sounds, a little bit familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a two-weight world champ. He fought only person he ever lost to was John Jones, and that was
John
twice.
Jones? Wow.
Yeah, in two title fights.
Are you originally from Oklahoma?
Yes. Yep.
Wow.
I'm originally. I was born in Norman, and then we lived in Tulsa until I was 3, and then we moved to Stillwater, and then I lived there up until 5 years ago. Whenever I moved
You
here.
pretty much live in a football city.
Yeah, that's
number
right.
OU, right?
Yep.
Stillwater is OSU.
That's right.
How come you didn't get into football, bro?
Oh,
Because you look like
yeah.
look like a wide receiver or tight end.
Right. Yeah.
Did you play football?
Yeah, I did. I quit to focus on wrestling my freshman year of high school, but honestly I should have stayed because that's when I started hitting my growth spurts and everything. But I was starting fullback for Stillwater, and I was an outside linebacker my last year.
So you have like a fitness company or
I don't. No, I just come here and train, and luckily, it's just kind of all worked out. Me and I found some boxers up here, and I like to train people. I started doing that whenever I was probably 20 years old.
Okay.
Because I got injured whenever I was 18, so I started buying focus mitts and started learning to train other people in boxing and Muay Thai, just as a hobby. And I've probably trained around 30 or 40 people so far, but it's always been one-on-one, just friends and stuff, give them tips on nutrition and how to eat right, because there's a lot of misconceptions in nutrition with the bodybuilding community and just people trying to get natural and get strong, and there's a lot of misinformation about the nutrition, and so I try to get people on the right track if they're just eating a couple meals a day, and they're restricting their carbs, or there's a lot of mistakes that a lot of people just don't understand how the body works and how nutrition is like medicine. So you need to get like your fruits, your veggies, you got to eat small increments throughout the day. Your body can absorb 20 grams of protein per hour, so you really want to gauge that out. You don't want to just eat one big meal a day or restrict your carbs and put your body in a malnutrition state to where your body thinks it's starving, and then it'll just start storing all of the fat and everything that it can. You want to keep you want to eat a high, especially if you're a man, you want to eat a high protein diet.
Yeah, I was about to ask you that question, because how important, because I've seen people saying just a little bit of carbs, a lot of protein. So how important is carbs when it comes to bodybuilding?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You actually, with bodybuilding, you'll actually want to eat, with like real competitive bodybuilding, you'd want to eat a lot of carbs. Like Ronnie Coleman, he would eat like a tub of grits a day.
Wow.
Yeah. Back then, because that was before they had all of these products like instant oats that you can just make into a shake and stuff like that. So that was one way for him to get the calories and carbs he needed. Because I mean, those bodybuilders are running a lot of gear, a lot of steroids and stuff. So in order to fuel that, they have to continually eat, and that's the number one problem they have in competition is the guys, they train hard enough. They only have to train 4 times a week when they're on all that stuff, but they can't eat enough. Oh. Yeah, that's the number one thing. The guys that always win, those are the guys that can eat the most. Yeah, to fuel their body with all the steroids.
To make it bigger.
Yeah, and they can, and their testosterone is so elevated, they can eat more and absorb more of the protein from it. They can, so a normal man can probably absorb about, if he's working out, 20 to 25 grams of protein per hour.
Per hour?
Yeah, and
but
different
how do you measure the protein?
Different, and another thing that people don't realize is different proteins, they break down over different periods of time. And so there's a lot of math involved. If you drink a whey protein shake that's 70 grams of protein, whey protein breaks down over about 3.5 hours. So divide that 70 milligrams by 3.5, and you're getting about, 20, 25 grams of protein. So it's not like it's all gonna hit you in that 1 hour. It takes time for digestion and protein synthesis, which you have to have a ratio of carbohydrates with your protein in order to have protein synthesis. So that's another thing to keep in mind. But I mean, most protein shakes already have a ratio of carbohydrates with the protein for that very reason. So you won't have to eat anything with your protein shake or anything like that. But like casein protein breaks down over 10 hours, and that's typically what we think the protein that comes from milk, but whey protein also does. But casein protein breaks down over 10 hours. So and that's like what's in cottage cheese, milk protein. So if you can drink. I mean, no one can drink a whole gallon of milk in one setting, but if your body could digest that, your body would be able to break down most of that.
But
protein.
Milk takes a lot of hours to
digest.
Get
10 hours. Yeah, 10 hours.
And sometimes if it doesn't, it gives people, like, for me, I'm
lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
You see.
That's why I use these plant-based milk, like almond milk and all that. So if you had to, for a regular, like, what do you call people like me that are new to bodybuilding? Not really bodybuilding, but just to have a defined shape.
It all depends what kind of body type you're going for. I've probably gone through, like, I've kind of had a bodybuilding body type, like a powerlifting body type before, wrestling, competitive athlete.
Can I
body
say
type.
cute?
You do different training, different nutrition for all different.
Can I say cute body type? With that?
If you just want to be healthy and just look good, be lean. I would say to make sure that you're getting your protein increments throughout the day, because that protein, when you break down proteins, you also burn calories, and a lot of people don't put that into they don't factor that into their math of their protein throughout the day. So maybe your protein shake has 180 calories, but you're burning 150 of those calories in the protein synthesis process. So you're only getting like 20 calories, and you probably need that for energy anyway throughout the day. So a lot of people don't take that into account. So you want to it's all about nutrition. I mean, you got to make sure you get your water intake. That's the number one thing. Behind
I heard that too a lot.
80%.
So you have to drink a lot of water.
That's right. Yeah. And what I recommend, like if you're trying to get lean, stuff like that, like a pescatarian diet, cut out the deep fried stuff. If you're gonna drink,
man, I can't do without, man. I like my fries. I like my chicken fried. I like my. What else do I eat fried too? I love fried stuff because I can't eat regular chicken. It has to be fried or baked. Fish, it has to be fried or baked.
What about grilled?
Grilled.
You like grilled chicken or charcoal grill?
Not really, except if they do it so, if it's dry, like well done, I like it. But if it's still like a soft,
moist,
I don't like that.
Oh, gotcha. Man.
Yeah. So, as far as nutrition is concerned, right?
Yeah.
What's like if you had to prescribe a meal plan for me, like
I mean, I would say definitely buy a rice cooker.
Okay.
Get a bag of jasmine rice. It's real cheap.
Okay.
You don't like grilled chicken, so I would try to get some fish or something
fish.
grilled. Grill some fish. Maybe put some Cajun seasoning on it, or whatever kind of seasoning you like. Some lemon.
I thought you was gonna recommend McDonald's, man.
No. Yeah, don't eat McDonald's. No, they put chemicals in there too. So yeah, who knows? We'll find out in the future what's gonna come with all that. Yeah, I wouldn't trust the food there too much. I mean, every once in a while is okay, but yeah, definitely don't be eating there every day. Like, you gotta cook at home. You gotta make some vegetable, grilled zucchini, grilled bell pepper. You can roast a bell pepper, just throw it in the oven, you know, throw a slice of cheese inside the bell pepper and bake it in the oven with some rice and hamburger patty with cheese in it, or whatever whatever you like to eat. And you also like raw almonds, raw pecans. It's got your omega-3, especially if you're trying to stay lean. It's real good for your brain and stuff. So you want to get some of those. Dates. That's like the ultimate thing for cutting weight or just trying to stay lean, but also get your protein intake. Protein shakes, 3 a day. If you're training, you should definitely be getting 3 protein. I don't care what anyone says, nutrition is the number one thing. You want to make sure you're getting your vitamins, multivitamins, protein, your fruits and veggies, plenty of water. And make sure you're never going more than 2 hours without any food or water. Because you don't need a big meal. You want to keep your stomach small and eat about 6 meals a day, maybe 7. Just tiny, like little P3 protein packs. They have those at Walmart. That's a good option to hit your protein. But especially if you're training, I can't stress it enough. You don't want to cheat yourself if you're putting in the hard work and not be drinking enough water, not be getting protein every hour. You're wasting your time, and you're putting a lot of strain on your body, and especially if you're getting to the point where you're getting like lactic acid buildup or something like that. That's not good. After 48 hours of lactic acid buildup, you'll actually lose muscle mass and strength. And a lot of people don't know that. You want to make sure you're getting potassium. I take a beet juice product that has nitric oxide, and it's very high in potassium alone.
Antioxidant.
Yep, and the dates that I was saying to eat it earlier, it's like the same, one little date's like the same potassium as a banana. So if you don't like bananas, that's a good substitute, and they're sweet, they're delicious. I'll get a bag of almonds or a bag of pecans and just stuff them inside the dates and eat them, and they're really good.
Because I always confuse these, because diet and working out, right? Because I remember when I first started working out, right? I didn't change my diet, saying, but it took me a longer time for me to see
results.
Yeah.
Exactly. Were you just eating like a couple meals a day or 1 meal a day?
I eat pretty much, I would say twice.
Twice?
But because I don't eat very early. I eat around 1:12. So once I eat like it on the average, I don't know how to measure, but like pretty much, not too big, but just on the average. And I eat late too.
Oh yeah?
Yes. So how important is the diet and your nutrition in working out?
That's number one. Yeah, that's number one. Water, that's part of the nutrition. That's number one. But you want to make sure you're eating clean. You're not eating any garbage.
Right. Let me ask you, because I hear people. What does it mean by eating clean? Because I hear people say that.
No deep fried stuff. No processed. Try to stay away from processed stuff as much as you can. I mean, it's impossible nowadays. Even if you get something organic, it's not actually organic. But just eating fish, eating stuff that a lot of people neglect to eat. Getting your vegetables. People don't realize how important eating vegetables and fruit is. You can physically feel
example of vegetables to eat.
Yeah, you can feel
I said example of vegetables to eat. If you have to recommend.
Like if you're grilling, I would say just chop half an onion, put it on the charcoal grill some onion, bell peppers, zucchini, chop it in half and set it on the grill.
What about broccoli?
Yeah, broccoli, steamed broccoli, just steam it for a couple seconds in some boiling water, pull it out and put some ice in there. Trying to think of some other tasty vegetables.
And I do hear this a lot too, when it comes to salt. Like they said, I can't exactly remember, they said you have to cut down your salt intake.
Right.
Because there was one time I was trying to work on my face.
Right.
Because if you can see, I have like a chubby face, but
Yeah,
I
me
want,
too.
I want that
Yeah, that's the
defined
sodium.
lane.
That's the sodium, yeah.
Yeah, they told me that I have to cut down the sodium intake. So how important is that when it comes to like
Exercise.
building? Yeah.
Salt intake, I mean, especially as you get older, you know, you don't want to be eating a lot of salt because it's bad for your heart and stuff. Yeah, you'll get a lot of water retention in your face if you eat a lot of salt. Yeah, I'm bad about that. That's one thing.
How do you lose
on.
facial
Yeah.
fat?
Yeah, make your face fat.
How do you lose that? Is it like a running, like you keep running till you, like
definitely.
you feel it? Drink a lot of water just to dilute the salt content in your body system.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and just eating clean in general will help with that.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about fitness now. If you want, like, if you're a man and you want like a leaner physique, I would say focus on your abs.
The abs?
Yeah, your abs and your shoulders.
Shoulder, yeah.
I think girls care about that stuff, you know. But the abs are really important, especially the older you get. If you're in mixed martial arts, boxing, whatever it is, your abs are gonna make your knees come up quicker, your kicks come up quicker, your punches throw faster, you're gonna have more pop behind you. That's where most of your power is coming from. I mean, you can work out your legs and squat 500 pounds, and there can be a dude that squats 200 pounds but kicks twice as hard just because they're focusing on their abs. It's more, the abs is what's going to throw your limbs around, you know, more than just your leg or your arm itself. So that's something that I really try to get people to work on whenever I'm working with them, is doing some real intense ab exercises, and it'll prevent hernias and just longevity, you know. And hip inductors, those are very important too. Your hip inductor muscles and your glutes.
This one?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, especially for women and men, but
I was about to say that
women, it looks good on a woman, you know. Yeah.
Most time when I've used it one time, but I was like, man, you gotta get yourself off this machine. That's
what I said. That's what I thought.
Feminine.
Yeah, it looks like a feminine workout, but it's very important. Make your hips last a long time too. When you're older, you'll be glad you did a bunch of those. If you build up your hip inductors, because a lot of people when they hit 65, you know, their hip inductors are real weak.
Okay.
They're pulling on their lower spine. They got lower back pain. Maybe their hips get thrown out. Strengthening your core and your hip inductors will prevent a lot of that stuff.
So, because I don't want to waste your time today, man, I feel like on this note we may have to wrap up, but we continue another time. So if people have to find you, like, what's your social media, where to find you and all that?
Right now I need to build a social media. I don't have any kind of social media right now, but I will soon. Okay. I'll get something soon, and maybe a YouTube channel or something. I'll get some of this content from you, maybe.
Okay. All right, my brother.
Yep.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, you bet.
Stay blessed.
I think we got quite a bit there.
Yeah.